The world's scariest pranks.
World. Consider yourself lucky you're not this person, or you see where I'm going with this. With so many people terrified of elevators, it seems like a pretty obvious place to stage a prank, but this one really did get creative. Instead of doing something obvious, like pretending the elevator was stuck, this Japanese show got a little creative. The producer escorts their victim to the elevator, but the second they step inside, this happens. That's definitely something you can never prepare for, and why would you? And if that wasn't enough of a shock, they then find themselves on an underground slide, covered in some kind of mysterious goo. New fear unlocked, anyone? These tourists in China probably thought that walking on this glass bridge was scary enough on its own. They clearly had no idea what was in store for them. In hindsight, I'm sure you know it's a prank, but I can't even imagine what I'd be thinking if that were happening to me. Take a look at this guy who was just seconds away from losing his iPad. They achieved this amazing illusion by placing real shards of glass and video screens underneath.
Yo, imagine if you just lost your iPad to a fake screen.
This guy who was just seconds away from losing his iPad.
Look, how dumb do you have to be? I mean, yeah, it's either the iPad or your life, but how dumb do you have to be to just like throw your iPad? Like, if you know that, I mean, he probably wouldn't know, but there would probably be like a thing in your mind saying that this isn't real because the bridge is supposed to be a bridge and supposed to carry people across, so it couldn't break like that. Imagine if this was just old TV screens, bro. He would be dead.
They achieved this amazing illusion by placing real shards of glass and video screens underneath the glass floor and topped it all off with sound effects to make it seem extra real. Funny or cruel? I'll leave you to be the judge of that. Picture this, you're sitting in an empty office, just waiting around for something to happen. Then suddenly the entire desk slides open. What do? Some people would make a run for the exit as quick. What do? And suddenly the entire desk slides open. What do? Some people would make a run for the exit as quickly as possible. These people, on the other hand, made the mistake of being curious enough to stay and look. That's exactly what the pranksters wanted. Before they knew what was happening, they had a face full of cream. It looks like it got everywhere too. That guy must have been glad he was wearing glasses, although he doesn't seem very happy about any of it. In the old days, all you needed for a good prank was a telephone, but those were simpler times. If you want to execute a really great prank now, you probably need to look into purchasing an extremely realistic dinosaur costume. Sure, that's going to be pretty expensive, but there's one big benefit to a moving dinosaur. It seems to terrify just about everyone. Even though dinosaurs have been...
I would definitely know that's not a real dinosaur. Because guess what? Dinosaurs are extinct.
To a moving dinosaur.
You can literally see its legs.
Or it seems...
I mean, it would be better if you had like a guy with a gun just do the Call of Duty one just that would be way scarier.
To terrify just about everyone, even though dinosaurs.
And is that a fake wig that she's wearing?
By just about everyone, even though
that's a fake wig. Imagine being caught out to wear a fake wig. Nice one.
Dinosaurs have been extinct for millions of years. There's just something unsettling about a prehistoric beast chasing us down a corridor.
It was a wig, Bob. You can see.
Millions of years.
It fell off.
There's
she was running
just
about hair.
Nice
well,
I'm sure these people would agree. Maybe cornering yourself on the ground isn't the smartest move either. There's always more than one way to do something, but the choice usually comes down to what you're really trying to achieve. For example, if you wanted to terrify someone in an elevator, you could just have the whole floor open up and eat them, but that wouldn't sell very many TVs. What LG wanted to do instead was make it look like the floor of the elevator was falling away, you know, to prove how good their TVs are. Ironically, some victims even tried to find a safe tile to stand on, sometimes scrambling to the other end of the elevator. I'm just glad I didn't need to experience this for myself. If you've ever watched The Ring, then you'll know just how terrifying it is. The movie creators put together the perfect set.
If I ever thought, like, this is an actually good prank. Not those velociraptors, not those folding TV screens, because they're all
you'll know
fake.
just how terrifying it is.
If I see this girl coming out of a TV screen, okay, no matter how real it is or how fake it is, I will be pooping myself.
Put together the perfect set for a scary prank. Just when their customers least expected it, the screen pulled up without them noticing, leaving a gap for the actress to crawl out and scare the life out of the unsuspecting victims.
Oh my god.
Why would you just be standing there? I would be throwing whatever I have in my hand and booking it. Just.
Honestly, I think those people handled that quite well. Well, most of them anyway.
I wouldn't say so.
Imagine you're a technology company. What's the best way to prove that your TVs have the highest quality screens on the market? LG's headquarters in Chile came up with an ingenious joke. They gathered people for a job interview, filled the office with hidden cameras, and set up one of their TVs so it looked like a window. Job interviews are stressful enough. They're far worse when a meteor suddenly appears.
I would probably think that this is real and happening. I'd be like, oh, well, dead.
Most of them took it well, except for that one guy. I think I'm on his side, though. Some people really know how to create drama, but the TNT network might have just overshadowed every other drama queen on the face of the earth. In 2013, the company erected a suspiciously large button in Belgium, inviting unsuspecting people to push to add drama. Some people just walk by, but some brave and curious people press the button. Once that happens, all heck breaks loose, with staged fights and gunfire breaking out in the town. Bikini babes on motorcycles tore up the street and anarchy erupted.
Well, I'll be like, am I living in the movie right now?
The best part of the video is the reactions of those who set it off. Participants look around stunned as the action unfolds, trying to come to terms with the fact they caused it all to happen. This prank show wanted to see what would happen if they glued people to the floor. Imagine, there you are just minding your own business. 1 minute you're getting along with your day, the next you're stuck to the ground. But there's more than one way to achieve a sticky floor prank. Plan A is to trap ordinary people on the street as they go about their day. Then there's the more extreme method. Place a tray of sticky goo behind a closed door and just wait for the next victim. The highlight's definitely their previous victim sitting on the sofa covered in goo. He didn't even try to warn him.
His face says it all.
Definitely their previous victim sitting on the sofa.
Like, his face says it all. He's like, I have been doing this for far too long.
Covered in goo. He didn't even try to warn him. Here's something you almost never think about: drinking fountains.
What the hell was that? Go back.
Almost never think about drinking fountains. Sure, they're a handy thing to have around, but
bro, he just swallowed that like a glizzy.
here's something you almost never think about: drinking fountains.
I mean, I know this is probably like The Office or a TV show. I've never watched it, or whatever the TV show is.
Sure, they're a handy thing to have around, but they're not exactly going to take up a lot of space in your thoughts, at least not until something like this happens to you. This prank show set up a drinking fountain with a twist. to catch unsuspecting people by surprise, and
You're
it
just wasting
definitely
water.
worked. I don't know if you've ever had water sprayed up your nose at high pressure, but it's
That can cause
definitely
some
not
serious
pleasant.
damage.
I wouldn't go near that fountain again, but these people are clearly a little braver than me. Most of them go in for another try. It doesn't seem worth it, but you've got to admire their dedication.
But if it's gonna spray
The
up like
Indiana
that,
Jones films
and I need
are
water,
iconic. They're a part of our
I'll just,
culture,
like,
but even in iconic
do it a
films
little
like
bit.
that, there are moments that stand out and take a life of their own. You probably already know where I'm going with this. This girl got to reenact that iconic moment, whether she wanted to or not. Honestly, it really does look genuinely frightening, especially since that's the last thing you expect when walking down a corridor. At least they were kind enough to give her something soft to land on. Even in a world of clever pranks, some are just a little more intelligent than others. The creators of the Invisible Man movie obviously know how to scare people, but it's quite different to execute that in real life. As part of their press, they decided
Real
they were
life?
going
What?
to give journalists a taste of what it would be like to really encounter the Invisible Man. Let's just say it wasn't the kind of interview they were expecting.
Oh my god. That's terrifying.
but if
They
I
rigged the
saw
interview
that,
room
like,
to make it look like someone
floating
invisible
up,
was
I would-
making things move. The grand finale was a clever reveal of the Invisible Man standing up behind the curtain. The people who stayed in the room deserve a medal. So, you're a yogurt company
Ew.
that needs to get an advertisement done. What's the best way to get people to eat yogurt? With a bear, apparently. Chobani decided
What?
they'd recreate their famous bear-centered Super Bowl commercial by setting a bear loose in New York City. Alright.
why? Why? Like, why? That's some dumb thinking.
Not quite. They actually unleashed a man in an animatronic bear suit onto the streets to frighten unsuspecting members of the public. And it worked. The
I mean,
bear
if it
wreaked
was,
a bit
like,
of
on
havoc.
all
The only
fours
people that
and
seemed
instead of
more
standing
confused
up,
than
I'll probably
scared
believe
were
that.
passing children. I guess they just don't understand perfectly good advertising.
So, that was the world's scariest pranks by Trend Central. Yes, Trend Central.